Hi Minna, this is the Mythomat with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battles. So we just got very good news. We got the news about LR TEQ Broly getting his EZA. Obviously I'm not talking about the Carnival Part 1 of the Worldwide Celebration 2024, but of the LR TEQ Bro that we got, the Super Saiyan Broly that transformed into legendary Broly, the one from Second Coming. We knew, we expected, we saw like it was like 99.9 chance of this guy getting his EZA, as he was the oldest unit still missing an EZA. I was going to say it was the oldest LR, but I think it was the oldest overall. Let me just check that. Yeah, so obviously we are talking about Dokkan Fest exclusive here, and he was indeed from 2019. He was the oldest unit, not just the oldest LR. Then we will have those two guys. Obviously, for example, Turtles already got his EZA during the countdown of this celebration. Int Broly also got his EZA. Pretty sure that these guys should be getting their EZA on part 3. That's my expectation. I hope that part 3 will be focused more on Bio Broly movie. So that means that we just got this guy EZA. He was the oldest unit to still be missing his EZA, and so here are his detail. Translation courtesy of Goresh, thank you very much. So in terms of his leader skill, he is still Resurrected Warrior, key plus 4 HP attack and defense 150, so slightly higher boost in attack, defense and HP, and no changing on Extreme Tech, key plus 4 attack, HP and defense 100%. So before he get his transformation, so while he's Super Saiyan Broly, his 12 key will raise attack for 1 turn. He didn't have any effect on his super attack. He's now raising his attack for 1 turn, cause colossal damage, and greatly lowers enemy defense. Okay, greatly, it was lower, okay? In some events that could be useful. As you know, some events you can debuff the defense of the enemy, although normally debuffing attack it's a lot more effective, but okay. On his 18 key, he will greatly raise attack. Okay, so if there's no mistake here, and Goresh is usually known to not making a lot of mistakes, but if that's correct here, we are talking about he will be stacking attack with his 18 key. Obviously, if his changing transformation will not change, which normally they don't, you will not have this guy for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, this guy will be here and he will transform on the 4th turn of the start of the battle. If I'm not mistaken, it's not even when he will arrive, so you might have like 1 or 2 occasions to stack with this guy. So he will also greatly raise his defense for 1 turn. He didn't have that also, cause mega colossal damage and massively lowers enemy defense, so that's very good. In terms of the passive before he transforms, so key plus 3, that's new. He didn't have any key in his passive. Attack and defense plus 200%, that's a big jump. Let me also remind you that on the LRs you do not see an increase in the stats, so it's everything via passive or super attack effect, so it's very important that he gets this increase. He will then also gain an additional attack and defense plus 120% when performing a super attack, multiplicative buff, that's very good. At the time it was just 50%. No, it wasn't at all. Okay. No, he didn't have start of turn. Oh, okay. So that's very big. So he didn't have start of turn. Now we have 120% when performing a super attack. At the time it was 90%, and he didn't have neither key, neither start of turn attack and defense increase. Now he has 200%. Okay, so after that, he will gain plus an additional attack and defense plus 120% if it is an ultra super attack. Okay, so the 18 key will do even more damage and he will even get more defense. He will gain an additional attack of 50% when attacking an enemy who is on attack down and defense down. Okay, that's new also, and that's why he has that effect on his super attack. Okay, then he will gain key plus 3, also new one, and launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when facing one enemy. That's a 50% chance to becoming a super attack. And he will gain key plus 5 and launch an guaranteed additional super attack when facing 2 or more enemy, and he will transform when conditions are met. Okay, so he gains key plus 3 against one enemy, key plus 5, which is most of the game anyway, and gain key plus 5 against 2 or more enemy, and he has an additional attack that has a high chance to becoming a super attack. That's very good. Okay, nice. Okay, nothing too fancy, not a lot of defensive mechanics, although he has a lot of defense. He has 200% there, 120% there when performing a super attack, and 120% there when an ultra super attack. That's a lot of defense. That should be okay-ish. I wouldn't put him in slot 1, that's for sure, for in this form. We will see about when he will transform. So let me just check if I'm not saying any mistake, but from what I recall, yes, transforming starting from the 5th turn, from the start of battle. That's very good, not from when he will appear. So this guy could have 1 or 2 turns in this form, and then he will be transformed. So let's see how he is when he transforms. So in terms of his 12 key, he will raise attack and defense for 1 turn, that's better, and cause colossal damage and greatly lowers enemy's defense, that's good. And then with his 18 key, he will greatly raise, so that should be, with his 12, it should be 30%, with greatly raise attack and defense. With his 18 key, that should be 50% for 1 turn, cause mega colossal damage and massively lowers the enemy defense. Okay, in terms of the passive, so he still, at the time, he didn't have any start of defense and attack, so now he has key plus 4, that's good, attack and defense plus 220%, that's very good. Then he still keep the additional attack and defense plus 120% and perform an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when performing a super attack, that's good, plus an additional attack of 166%. Guard, nice, against all attacks. Extreme class ally chance to perform a critical hit plus 6% for 2 turns. That's nice to have. If it is an ultra super attack, wow. Okay, so if this guy do 18 key, not only he will raise his attack 166%, so that's a lot of raising of attack, because we have the start of turn 220, then we have when performing a super attack 120, which is multiplicative, and then we have this one, which will also be multiplicative by 166%. So make no mistake, this guy will do a great attack number. He will guard, which is obviously very, very strong, very good. So here we have his defensive ability. He will give extreme class ally chance to perform a critical hit plus 6%. So even if that's not a lot, that's something, and more important than everything, it is for 2 turns. So it will be active on the turn we'll be using this guy, but also on the next turn. So let me just see the rest in terms of the key. Also, I'm curious about the key. So he will gain an additional attack of 100% when attacking an enemy who is on attack down and defense down. Okay, we already know that. So he maintained that from his first phase. Then he will gain key plus 4. He will launch an additional attack that has a great chance, 70% chance to becoming a super attack when facing 1, and he will have key plus 6 and launch an additional super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. Okay, so in terms of key, how would you be immediately? So you would be at 6, 10, 14. Okay, so you would be at 4 away from having your 18 key, which I think is manageable. I'm not sure you will have it all the time. We will need to see about his team and at least rainbow key changer. That would be important, but it feels good. Okay, so so obviously we need to see him in game, we need to use him. So I would say that it feels like it will not be a slot 1 unit. Okay, he has a lot of this defense by super ring, so it will be important. I think this guy will be a slot 2. So I was thinking a little bit about this while I was reading his details. I really think that the way we are going to use this guy is that we are going to use this guy or his first, so either Broly form at the beginning, or then once we transform into legendary Super Saiyan Broly, we will be using this guy as a slot 1, and then we will be using this guy and transform as a slot 2. By the way, how well do they link? So they have 6 links. Wow, that's so what link do they don't? It's okay, this one I'm sure we will not have. Okay. Okay, so prepare for battle. We will have key +2. Okay, so already we are at 16 key next to this guy. Okay, I was seeing if we had more key. We have 2 key, so that's we are at 16. So I think that should be pretty easy to get to the 18 key super attack. And once we transform, we will have exactly the same. Okay, attack 95% and defense 5%. Okay. So they will link pretty well. So I really think that this rotation of this guy in slot 1 and this guy on slot 2 is going to be a very good rotation. By the way, keep in mind that Super Saiyan Broly, this makes no sense at all, obviously, but it will not link with this guy before he got his transformation, because this guy is also a Super Saiyan Broly, although obviously this is a mistake because they are not the same character. This is DBZ Broly and this is DBS Broly, so they should be able to link before we got his transformation, but they don't link together. Okay, that's something to take into consideration. So regarding his details, that's what we have. So regarding the calculation of defense, so he will have start of turn 200, around 200k, post 12 almost 500, post 18 it will have almost 1 million, so that should be okay-ish. Let's see with support, with 40% support it will go up to 1.2. so once again, what does that mean? That means that this guy will be able to handle normals, some super, but we will see, although but this is before he transformed. I was going to say Igard, but this is before he transformed. So before he's transformed, we could run into problems against super attack. Okay, it is what it is. He will not raise his attack with the 12th key. That's something to take into consideration. But when we see him after he is transformed, then at this point, let me see, with 40% with his 18 key, so I'd say minimum in slot 2 will be around 1 million. That's very good. Obviously those numbers should be with him rainbowed, and that can go up to with 3 additional, so that should be like can he get 3? How would he get 3? So he has, okay, we have an additional with a high chance of performing a super attack, and then we have an additional here with a great chance, and obviously you can have the hidden potential. You don't even need to have a lot of additional because you will have 3 occasion to proc the additional. So once again, I think that it is possible. It will always be RNG, but you could have, let's say, if you have 2 additional, you will be already at 1.4 guarding. That's very good. That's very good. So that you will be able to sustain the super attack of most of the events. Although, to be honest, if he is super by, let's say, for example, Kid Buu, Int Kid Buu on the red zone Majin Buu saga, I reckon he could die. Okay, we might be able to test, but I reckon that after Kid Buu receives some attacks and he will have his buff of 5% with each attack received, at some point I'm reckoning that this guy could die to a super attack from him. It is what it is, although it's strange because how tanky is this guy in the movies, but it is what it is. So regarding the celebration, we have some more info today. So we know that STR Videl EZA is coming. This is really good news because this points us toward the fact that maybe part 2 is, and this is what we are expecting, to movie 8. A lot of people are talking about Bio Broly, although I understand that even the fact that we already have so many Broly's characters, we will have problems and issues regarding names, but I'm truly expecting that we could get a very good, maybe it would make sense to be a legendary. Yeah, let me just see one thing. So it was not one thing, but one thing that I wanted to see. So like I mentioned, the problem, Super Saiyan Broly, those two guys will not link together until one of them transform. Once they transform, they will link. Okay, and so okay, so this guy is not a very good unit, and could it be the reason why it's not? And we are just about to receive a different one, a new one. So in my opinion, the Dokkan Fest exclusive should be this guy, a form of not this guy because this guy is from, but the form of this guy. So from second, you could have as you maybe they could super easy at this guy, but once he comes out of the lava, that would be a great animation. Wow, how cool would that be? So I would very much like for this guy to be the Dokkan Fest exclusive, and obviously the family Kamehame to be the Carnival unit. I think that would be perfect for this celebration, and the fact that we are getting this EZA coming, Videl, this one is exactly from movie 8, I think is pretty good indicative that we will be seeing that. Okay, we will see about her, if she's good or not. We will have also a new free-to-play Into Trunk, which I think is also from movie 8, if I'm not mistaken. And the revamping's coming. Yeah, I hope you're right. I really feel like that could be the case. And so because we are having this Extreme Z, this guy is saying part 2 is Broly second coming. Okay, it could be. We will see about that. So very important part of what I wanted to talk with you guys. So we will have a Dokkan announcement for the part 2 of this worldwide campaign. It will be on Wednesday, 9/11, okay, at 6 a.m. PST, which amounts to 14, so around 2 p.m. for me in Portugal. Okay, so we will see. I'm expecting this video to be not only not just a pic of the unit, but maybe presentation of animations of the overall kit, like very similar to what we got on Dokkan Now. Although we could see, because it's not, we don't know when the unit would arrive. They could be arriving, it could be at the same day, that would be great, or it could be, so the 11 will be Wednesday. Could we see a Dokkan, so could we see this video and have a Dokkan Now video on Friday the 13th and the unit will come out on the 14th? Not sure if they say anything about that. Let me see about the news in game. So news. Okay, so this will arrive. Okay, this is today. Wow. Okay, this will arrive really fast. We will have more events, more battles on this event. Okay, or this event, I mean. Okay, that will be good. And I wanted to see just me. What I wanted to see is, where are you? Check that. Okay. Sorry, but for some odd reason I cannot use the Dokkan info page on. Let me just show you what happened if I try to use this on my Chrome. If I try to put it on the global, I just got that. I'm not sure what's happening, so I need to use it here. So like we mentioned, we will have a new stage for this event. We will see what kind of event he will have. We will also have a new stage here, like we mentioned. We will have, so this will be today. Okay, nice. Then we will have a new stage of Super Battle Road. This will be also, I think this is for, I'm not sure if they, yes, this is for the final form Frieza. That will be cool. And then, so what I wanted to see was, this is Topo. Oh, here. Okay, let me see. So normally this is quite indicative. Okay. So that could be, yeah, that could be when we are going to have, and so that would be on Friday, which would make sense. So that could be a good indicative. So I'm not sure you are seeing properly as I zoom out. Okay, so that could be a great indicative or when the banner could arrive. So that would be on Friday at 9 a.m. That could make a lot of sense. And also I got also, I saw that, for example, let me see where it should be here. Let me see, we have this, no, it's no sense. This one is until the 10th, no, but we don't listen. Have the so that's what I was trying to see, which was the stones. Okay, the stones. Okay, that's so the stone sales is only until the 11th, so around the time where we are going to have how cool would that be that we just got the announcement on the 11th, and 1 hour or 2 hours after we would have the banner. That would be so cool. Okay, I hope they do that. That would be really, really awesome. So let me just get back to what we were saying. So we had everything we wanted to talk. Yes, okay, so Minna, I'm really pumped out and excited for this part 2. I really think that if the units are similar to the ones we saw on part 1, that would be really, really cool. Obviously, we know that we are still lacking in some department, namely on EZAs and on some events. Comparing to Worldwide Celebration of last year, they should had a lot of missions. I'm expecting this part 2 to be a lot better in terms of more events, but also more missions. This is always a good way to make us use those new units, give us missions for other events, difficult events, Cellmax 2 missions, Frieza legendary event mission. That's always a very good way to make us use the new units. I'm really excited for what I expect it to be this Broly, legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and also for the family Kamehameha. I really hope they don't mess up and they don't okay, I wouldn't say I'm not down to a Bio Broly, but to be honest, as a Dokkan Fest exclusive or as a Carnival unit, I have my doubts. I have my doubt it will sell. Obviously, it will depend on animation. It will depend, obviously, on the card details. We will see. My educated guess and my what I want, to be honest, would be, like I mentioned, a legendary Super Saiyan Broly as a Dokkan Fest exclusive, and then we could have a Gohan and Trunks, and Goku. Why not? Even better, because like that would be a name that is not used. Am I correct? Yeah, as you can see, when we look into Goten, we don't have, so we have Super Saiyan. Let me see, by the way, do we have? So we obviously already have a Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Gotenks. I'm expecting these guys to getting an EZA. Maybe that could be also one of the units. How about that? But obviously, as you can see, we have no. Yeah, we have obviously this guy, Super Saiyan Gohan Teen and Super Saiyan Goten, so it shouldn't be this, although it could be like a Gohan Teen and a Goten Kid. and they will transform to do that. So that would be a possibility also, to start like that, transform into this and do the family Kamehame. But to be honest, I would really be down to Goku, Gohan, and Goten. This is a new name character, so I would be very, very down to that, and I'm expecting that to be a very good unit for the game. And so, Minna, this will be it for the video. We will have more news about everything related to part 2 of the WA celebration in the next few days. So Minna, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That will be highly appreciated. And I'll see you all in the next one.